Two good practices and good retention from Gainesville as far as the game plan is concerned, and preparing for a very good Louisville team. Everybody's here. Kyle Christie and Kyle Koenig got caught in the snow up there in the Midwest, and they finally got in late last night. But everybody's here and accounted for.
Coach, what has Joker's role been, and how have you?
Well, I told the receivers they've got kind of an audition for a month for their position coach. Bush Hampton's done a fantastic job. Joker's experience really is the reason why he's here. He's a great person, first of all, but he really brings a lot of experience to the position, something I felt like was very important for us to have as we move forward.
You've used the word maturity a lot as far as the development of your team. How does that play out in practice? What does that mean in terms of the way
guys that know how to practice the right way? That is so important to understand the approach, the focus of when you can focus, when you can have fun, when you can joke around, when you can get after each other in a good way. And that's what this team has been able to do. We've got some very strong personalities on this team. And I mean that in a very positive light, but they also know when to work. They know when to shut it down, and they know when to have fun. And that's what's been fun about this bunch.
Well, with Derek Lewis, what was it that made you want to hire him, and what was the connection that you had to even really have him on your list?
Well, I was an assistant at Texas, obviously, for 3 years, and defensive coordinator, and Derek came through town a couple times as a former Texas player. Got to know him a little bit there, and then a lot of people that had worked with him talked about his energy and his passion, and he's an outstanding guy on the field as far as coaching the tight end position, played the position, played in the NFL, and I thought had done a really nice job recruiting and cultivating the Tampa area when he was at Minnesota.
And he had an interesting couple of years there between his playing career and his coaching career. How much do you
drove a bus here in New Orleans.
Right. How much do you know about that?
He's told me some stories.
Like what?
Just some interesting ones, I can assure you of that. But, excuse me, a great example of a guy that's been through a tough time, has pushed through it, and he's committed to being a football coach from the standpoint of working another profession and understanding the importance of affecting young people's lives, and I know that's what he enjoys.
Is his story valuable to your players in any way?
All the time, to all of them, just to understand easily some things could be taken away from you, and he tried life without football and decided he needed to be a coach.
Well, what about the Bridgewater's as far as his toughness in the Rutgers game, Teddy Bridgewater's toughness?
I mean, I really enjoy watching the guy play. I mean, he's a gutsy guy. He makes plays. He's a playmaker. When they need to make plays, their football team looks for him.
You've mentioned that this is like a reward for the season the team's had. What's it like for these kids playing in a place like the Superdome, practicing, things like that?
Well, I think, again, we had some guys in awe a little bit when they walked in there yesterday, knowing some of the great games, the great Sugar Bowls and Super Bowls that have been played here. So obviously, I think today they realize it's Tuesday practice and they need to start getting after it again.